Hello everyone, this is Ninja Guy _12 here, bringing you a match in the Barzam. Before I just talk about anything, this was an old recording, I'm talking, I probably think like late 2019, early 2020. Yeah, this was from a long time ago, so yeah, I don't exactly remember what happens this match, but I do know we win, obviously. So that's it. I don't know what exactly happens here. But anyways, before we continue, if you guys want to know the colors, so you can use it yourself, you can always ask me what they are in the comment section down below, or on my Discord server. Link to that's in the description. And if you want to make any GB02 request videos, you could also ask me on my Discord server. Now, the Barzam here is a 450 general level 1. I think there might be a level 3 for 550, but if not, then the level 2 at 500. But I'm not exactly sure. And this is a really fun suit, still, in my opinion. It has gotten, I think, a few minor buffs for its Barzam beam rifle, but other than that, this thing hasn't really gotten touched all that much. Because essentially this thing is kind of like a range Mark II, so most of its strength is just coming from it shooting your guns a lot. In terms of its weapons, it could equip quite a few. It could equip 1 of 4 for its primary. What you see me using in this gameplay is the Gunner Mark II beam rifle, and it is fine, though it was more of an accident because I normally run with the Shrapnel Bazooka or the Barzam beam rifle, so yeah, this definitely not the best weapon to possibly use with this suit, but certainly not the worst. So aside from the Mark II beam rifle, you have the Hyper Bazooka 2, which is the kind of Hyper Bazooka modified, but for the Mark II. You can use that bazooka, the shrapnel version of that bazooka, on this suit, which honestly is probably the best weapon for this suit, other than the Barzam beam rifle itself. Which the Barzam beam rifle you get as standard, and it basically more or less acts like the Alex's beam rifle now, where like even one fully charged shot, you could actually still keep spamming the beam rifle like a few uncharged shots before it overheats. So it's quite a good weapon still. It's definitely something I need to get used to because the Barzam is such an interesting suit. Aside from that, you also have the Vulcan pod, which basically acts the exact same as the Mark II's Vulcan pod, except this one does so much more damage because, of course, this is mostly range, so yeah, you're gonna be doing a lot of damage with that Vulcan pod. And obviously you have this Beam Saber, which I think the only thing that's unique to it is the kind of downswing, where it's like a downward lunge attack kind of thing. I think downswing is the only unique animation. The other stuff I think it's been reused before, but not exactly sure. If I'm wrong, you guys can let me know in the comment section. But still, this is a very fun general for sure. 450 and 500 is quite nice. 450 especially because obviously 500 you could just run the normal Mark II, but at 450, this is still a very good general for sure. It is quite cool, to be sure. And I've gotten fortunate enough to get both levels of the Barzam, though I don't really use it much anymore. I think it's just because there's a lot of newer stuff at 450 and 500 that I've been using. So I just kind of neglected the Barzam a lot, which is a shame because it is still a good mobile suit. Don't get me wrong. And obviously, like I keep saying, this is basically a Mark II because it is kind of like a Mark II. It's a mass-produced version of the Mark II that was made by the Titans. It had armor that was basically superior to the Gunna Mark II. It had basically the same exact Vulcan pod, of course, and technically speaking, you could actually swap the Vulcan pods, though they're not really that much different anyway, so it's kind of pointless. Just better armor, a lot cheaper to manufacture, and obviously just had a more powerful beam rifle and had a variety of weapons. Obviously, aside from the bazooka, the beam rifle, or the Mark II beam rifle, you also had the Barzam beam rifle. And on top of that, it could also basically be a Mark II if you're talking about the refined Barzam, which, if I remember correctly, you could it's basically the Barzam, but with the Mark II's shield, beam rifle, and the backpack, which are basically able to be all put on the Barzam, which makes this thing quite a versatile mobile suit. You could give it a high output beam saber with from the Mark II. But I don't know if we're ever gonna get that as like a separate thing. I think that was more of an advanced Zeta just design, I think, but I'm not exactly sure. But I would not be surprised if we don't get a refined Barzam, because it's such a minor variation, and honestly, it would just still be a general. It would still basically be a Mark II, essentially, but with like Barzam elements, like the head, the arms, and everything. Sorry guys. I literally just ate a lot of food because I got so tired from shoveling. Because it is snowing a lot where I am here in Illinois. So we had a lot of snow, a lot of shoveling to do, and just being tired from work. So yeah, that's pretty much how that's been. But otherwise, back to the Mark II, or not Mark II. Wow, I am stupid today. Barzam, it is great still. It could do basically a lot of things, obviously. The only downside is the fact that it lacks melee damage, but to be fair, this was built for range anyway, so it's not really something you could really fix anyway. If there's anything I could do to like maybe change it for the way it plays now, honestly I wouldn't really change a thing. I think it's perfectly fine as it is, so I got nothing else to really add about the Barzam other than the fact that the design is very unique for sure. Definitely not my personal favorite design from Zeta Gundam, but it's still a cool design nonetheless. Which is cool, because I love Zeta Gundam. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and commentary, and I will see you guys in the next video. Talk to you all later.